Hello, it's Lorraine with Crafty Therapy by Elle. I am back with a second video for the day. I was on earlier making a couple of bows, and then I forgot to bring one of my ribbons, so I got that. And I figured I would do some Cricut vinyl work because I haven't done too much of that on my videos. These are all for orders and a new listing for my Etsy shop, which is Crafty Therapy by Elle.etsy.com. As you come on, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. This is an image I just created, and I am using permanent vinyl. And my very sharp, I think they call this a, what do they call this? Pin pen weeding tool. You can barely see it. I've used it so much. My favorite tool. And I am working on adding this to my Etsy shop. This is for the book lover. And just gently pulling it back. I like to weed my small spaces first and then take the rest off. So it's going to be backwards for you, but it reads, "And into my book I go to lose my mind and find my soul." And this is going to go on this book stand. This can go on a nightstand. Basically, you take your book, it's a book holder, whatever page you're reading, you put it on there. You take your glasses, you got a spot for your glasses. Makes great gifts for the book lover, the librarians. My son makes these in his workshop. He also has this beautiful one. I'm not sure if this was maple. I think this is maple. Beautiful wood. Same thing. You just put the book on. These will make great Mother's Day gifts, birthday gifts, thank you gifts. You know, something a little different for the person that has everything. So, what I wanted to do, these are sold in the shop already. Doesn't come with any kind of personalization, and I wanted to add another variety. So I designed this in my Cricut design space. Sorry about the noise. And I'm just going to apply it. I have used this. This is, let me see if I can find the box. I have to add this. I'm loving this. Someone had recommended this. This is from Amazon, and I'm really liking it. I like it how it has the grid on it. I have used this so many times. They say for one-time use. I've used this probably 20 plus times already, and it still works great. My vinyl came from 143 vinyl, Starcraft permanent vinyl. I really like this quality. Okay, so I'm going to bring it here. Which side do I want to do? I want to do this side. So I'm just also using my self-healing mat basically for the grid and lining up so that I get it straight. Seeing where I want it. I think I like it right there. I'm going to press it on. And I'm going to use my scraper to press it down. And then I'm going to slowly peel it back. If I notice any of the letters are starting to peel with it, I just rub it back on. And just go slowly so you don't rip the vinyl. There we go. I like that. So again, nice little book stand. Holds the page. It's compact, it's neat. We have a couple of versions and a couple of colors in the Etsy shop, so you can take a look there if you want something different. I'm also thinking about offering it with like a personalization, like a family name, maybe a monogram, maybe a large letter, and then the last name in the middle. There's some options. So if anybody is interested in placing a custom order, obviously, find one of the listings in my Etsy shop, craftytherapybyl.etsy.com, and send me a message through there and we can work something out. So that is these two. I'm going to put these off to the side. And all of the woodworking is made to order. So give him a couple of days, whereas my bows I try to get out same day, next day. He's obviously making everything to order. And this is another order from my Etsy shop. This was an interesting one. This person contacted me. This is a sign. It's Long Island. We live on Long Island. And it's personalized with the town up here, the map, and then here it usually says home sweet home. When she contacted me, she wanted to make sure that it was okay for outside, which I told her it is. It's sealed. We always just recommend that you put it underneath an awning or a porch, just for out of the direct weather elements. When she placed the order, she totally changed up what she wanted. She wanted a different font. She wanted, instead of home sweet home, she wanted it customized with the name. So normally I wouldn't have a chance to do it, but I had heard somewhere someone said if someone orders something custom, chances are someone else is going to want it also. So that kind of stuck with me, and I said, you know what? I have a few extra minutes, so I redesigned it as she was asking. And this is going to end up being another listing in my Etsy shop. So she wanted it in a script font. I had a different font on the listing. So for all of you sellers out there, keep that in mind. If someone is asking for a custom order or something a little bit different from what you already make, and it's within reason that you can edit it, you might end up with more sales. And you just do it going very slowly because there are a couple of little tiny pieces that have to be weeded out. That's why I love this pen. I've got the other tools that Cricut sells. Nothing compares to this. Sometimes these little pieces are hard to find. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're a crafter out there, let me know what you like to do. I'm a wreath maker by trade. Well, I'm a nurse, really, but now I have my home business, and I mainly make wreaths and bows and customize gifts, personalized gifts. All right, so let's get this on. Bringing back my trusty transfer tape. And I like it that it's actually old. I don't like the brand new ones because they're, oh, I missed that. That's okay. Sometimes they are harder to get the vinyl off. Onto your project. So I prefer to use these over and over. So I'm going to take it and line it up with my grid. And since it's not that sticky anymore, it's not peeling up my stain also. And these map signs are available in any of the towns on Long Island. You just enter it when you check out. You can also get this if you don't have, if your Cricut didn't come with it, these from Dollar Tree. Basically the same exact thing. Also, their weeding tools from Dollar Tree are actually pretty decent. I still prefer my pin pen, but if you're tight on money, they work pretty well also. I got my grids all wonky on this one, so I'm just trying to use the name to line it up correctly. All right, there we go. I'm going to be putting a hanger on the back, a sawtooth, is that what you call them? Hanger on the back, and I have to pull up on the computer exactly where Isai Slip lands, and then I will be putting the red heart there, and then that will be ready to ship today. Okay, next on my list, this is another thing that my son makes. These are plant hangers. When we changed my fence from the wood, I always had beautiful hanging plants on my wood fence. And when we went to PVC, I couldn't find anything that would be sturdy enough to hold my big, beautiful pot, my flower pots. So he designed this. So basically it fits right over the fence. And then you take your flower pot and you hang it right there, and it fits nice and snug right there, right over the fence. You hook it on and it comes off the fence beautifully. So even if you have those big, beautiful, they hang away from the fence so that your flowers don't get crushed. So he had an order for 4 of these. So I'm just finishing up. I do the painting part for him and adding the hooks and packing them up. This is a set of 4 that someone ordered and was a repeat customer. He's already ordered a bunch of them. So I'm happy that he was happy with his purchase, that he came back to purchase more. These are available in his Etsy shop, which is Wood Design by chrisp.etsy.com. These can be ordered in his Etsy shop as well as mine. He just opened his Etsy shop about a week ago. Otherwise, he was selling in my shop, so he decided it's time to branch out. He's been selling locally for years, but so I have 2 more to do of that, and then these will be boxed up and shipped just in time for those beautiful flower baskets for Mother's Day. And the last thing I need to do is a beautiful bow. Just want to pull up the picture to make sure that I'm making it exactly the way it was posted. Okay, so I'm starting with a 2.5-inch beautiful ribbon, nice canvas ribbon, nice high quality, and I'm making about 10-inch tails. I'm using the Easy Bow Maker. I have a bunch of the other bow makers. This is the one I come back to every single time though. It's the easiest for me. It's convenient. It's lightweight. It's sturdy. And it makes a consistent bow. So I have 10-inch tails. I'm making about a 5.5-inch loop on each side. And when you put it in the fingers, you need to do that twist so that your pattern side is up. Again, on the other side, measuring 5.5 inches, twisting. I need 3 loops of this on each side, all the same length. I do my bows with a bunch of different recipes. The ones I did earlier on my earlier live were a little bit different, so you can go and check that out. There's no right or wrong answer. People make them different, and that's okay. It's whatever looks good to your eye. So I have 3 loops on this side, and 3 loops on this side, making sure my loops are stacked up and all the same length. I'm going to measure up my tails. I'm not sure if you guys are leaving any comments or have any questions, but it's not coming up on my feed, so I'm not sure if it's working or not. But if you are leaving comments, I will go back. I'll get notifications, and I will go back and answer any questions. Okay, so next I'm going to come in with this 1.5-inch yellow wired ribbon. And it's going to be a little bit shorter, about 1/2 inch shorter than my previous loops. So about 5-inch loops each. Twisting each time I put it in the fingers of the bow maker. Okay, so you can see I have 3, came in a little shorter. I have 2 on each side. The other part of this is somewhere in the house. I put in a straight pin just to keep it nice and neat. Next is this beautiful green, sage green. Twist. And I need 1 loop of this, coming in shorter, about 1/2 inch from the yellow. This makes a big, beautiful bow. So I don't know if this person is going to be putting it on a wreath that she might have, or a lantern, gift basket, mailbox. There's so many uses to just add a little pop of color, a little seasonal home decor change by just adding a bow. Next, I'm coming in with this pretty butterfly. I love these soft colors. They're perfect for spring, summer, fall. These are all very neutral colors this year that they came out with. The mauves and the sage greens. Everything that I have made today is all listed and available in my Etsy shop at craftytherapybyl.etsy.com. I also take custom orders, so you can message me through there to discuss a custom order. If you need a bow in certain colors to match your home decor or your house or a wreath that you already have. A lot of patriotic ones that'll be coming up very shortly, Memorial Day and 4th of July. Yes, I do not use anything but wired ribbon. You need that wire to, otherwise the bow and the ribbons are going to flop. Something that you learn very, very early on as a wreath maker. So now I had bought a bunch of it. Now I just use it to tie off my gift bags or not in my designs. Now this last one, I'm only using this as a center loop. So I'm not going to make the loop on the other side. I'm just going to measure out my tail. Okay, so I have both of my tails of this top yellow one on this one side, and we're going to fix that later. So now I'm going to fluff out my ribbons, my loops. I go from the bottom up, one down, and I leave one in the middle. One up, one down, and I leave one in the middle. Now I'm going to hold this center loop down so that it doesn't rise out of my bow maker, and I could still keep pulling and adjusting my ribbons. And I'll do the same for the other side. That's why I love this bow maker, because it does all the work for you. If you have all this really thick ribbon and all of these layers, your fingers really start to cramp. So it does it for you. I know a lot of people have arthritis, and they say these really save their fingers. I'm not there yet, but I'll take any help I can get. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. It's nice to know I'm not talking to myself over here. All right, so everything is fluffed. Everything is rounded out. Everything is in where I want it. So I'm going to take my 8-inch zip tie. I'm going to come underneath all of the layers and up the middle. Push it down a little bit because this is quite a big bow. And I lock in my zip tie, but I don't secure it all the way. Now I'm lifting it out. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to slide the zip tie all the way to the back, secure it a little bit, and thread my pipe cleaner right through. Now I can take it and really secure it tight. This just takes practice so that everything doesn't go flying when you're sliding it in the back. Now I'm going to take the pipe cleaner, use it as a little handle, and I'm going to give the final fluff of the bow. I'm going to start with my ribbon tails. I'm going up into the center, pulling it down, and giving it a nice curve. We'll do the other side. Now I like using a zip tie because I can really pull on all of these layers and it's not going to go anywhere. If I used a wire, sorry, Sabachi saying hello to the delivery man. If I used a wire, I feel it, for me, it's not as sturdy. So when I'm really pulling and tugging on these, I feel like it doesn't support it as well. Some people use the wire, some people use zip ties, some people use pipe cleaners. Me, I just find that the zip tie works the best. Okay, so now this one, we're gonna round out this central loop. And for this, we're gonna give it a little twist and move it over to the other side. Same thing, a little twist and move it over. That way, our tails are on each side. So just a really pretty spring, summer, fun bow. This looks great on a burlap, a plain burlap wreath. Really pops out. Then you can just switch out your bow for the season or the holiday, and you only have to store a bow. All right, so the last thing that I need to do is trim my tails. I just take my tail and cut it at an angle, just to give it that nice finished look. Make sure you're using quality ribbons. Don't be using the Dollar Tree ribbons. They're not top quality. You're really not getting a great deal because they give you so little on the roll, and now that they're $1.25, Sabachi, shh. It's really not a great deal. So the better quality ribbon is going to give you a nicer final result. Pretty, right? Now I will show you how I pack up my order, in case you want to see that. I have my box. This is, I believe, this is a 10 by 8 by 6, I think is the size. And fits it perfectly. So I just curve it under and just gently add it to the box so that the loops stay poofed and rounded. And I have a little instruction sheet that I put on, basically telling them how to refluff their bow during shipping or after they've stored it, it's flattened. So that's what this is. It also has my link to my YouTube channel so that they can see these how-to videos on how to fluff their bow. When I first started shipping, it was very intimidating on how to do it. Now I think I'm up to well over 2,100 sales of shipped items. I don't even think about it. It's, you get the proper size box, you get your labels, and this one is ready to go. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell notification so you know when I come live. I probably will be back on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't have any set days. It's kind of how the orders come in and how my morning goes and who's home at the time. So if you have the notification on, you'll get notified. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And if you have any orders, you can check out my Etsy shop, craftytherapybyl.etsy.com. You can also check out my son's Etsy page. I have to ship, he also has cutting boards that has to be shipped out today also. He's got the plant hangers, some signs, and he is gradually adding more and more of his items into his shop, which is Wood Design by chrisp.etsy.com. I'd appreciate if you support him also. Take care. Have a great week. Thanks for joining me.